Welcome to the third podcast of the Phat Controllers. I'm Deb and you're...
Phat Controllers.
Oh, fuck.
Keep going. This is funny. This is going to be the beginning. Hi, welcome to the podcast of the Phat Controllers.
The Phat Travellers. I don't know how many times that I say Phat Controllers.
Yeah, but I should have let you keep going.
You should have. I wouldn't have even realised. Anyways.
So, you've joined us on our first episode of
the first, is it? The first.
Oh, here we go again. Now it's my turn. What are we on?
Third.
We are on our third episode of the Phat Travellers.
I think we just need to change the name. It's just not working for me.
What? Phat Controllers or Phat Travellers?
Yeah, either, because I can't say it. I always just say the wrong thing, so...
we are the Phat Travellers. PHAT, Phat Travellers.
Works for both, so...
So let's keep going.
All right, so let's do the week in review. Last week it was the long weekend.
And it was wet.
Yeah, so we actually didn't end up going out and filming what we were going to film. Instead, we decided that we would interview our exchange students that we have that are over here studying...
English.
Yes, they're studying English. We had two exchange students from Japan, both from Tokyo. One has already returned home, Tats, and the other one, Jin, he's still here for a little while yet.
And we also had one of the other exchange students, so we had three of them here with us.
Mm-hmm.
One of the other reasons we didn't go anywhere else on the weekend was because it was the King's birthday. And the traffic was chaos on the M1. That's no different than any other day. It's always chaos. But apparently there's quite a few accidents.
There always is.
Yeah, so we avoided it.
Yeah, so anyways, we plan on making up for it this week. We've got a few ideas that are in progress, and the first filming will happen tonight. But anyways, we'll talk about that later. So we have... Jin here at the moment, as we said, from Tokyo, and we actually ended up having Jin stay with us because it was 4 years ago. I was looking on the internet about exchange students because back in the day I was also an exchange student. So 4 years ago I put my name down to host students, and then got a random email about 6 weeks ago asking if I'm interested. So the lady ended up coming out and, did the house inspection and all those sorts of things that go with it. And that's how we ended up having the exchange students stay here. So before our month-long exchange students, before Tats, who was here for 1 month, ended up going home, we thought, why not ask him about his experiences living in Australia?
Yeah, I tried to throw in some funny questions, but looking back at it now, maybe it's funny watching me trying to put in funny questions, and it's funny because it failed.
No, they were just a bit dad jokes, that's all.
Dad jokes, nothing like a good dad joke.
Dad jokes that, maybe went a bit over heads and stuff. But anyways.
We did do something... This week we did go and we tried, I don't know how to say this, churros? Cheerios?
Yeah, I think they're churros or Cheerios or something like that. Cheerios, isn't Cheerios like a breakfast cereal?
Yeah, it is.
So it must be churros.
Churros.
Yeah.
Anyway, they were long things like donuts that are star-shaped but long, and... I normally like sweet things. Actually, I really like sweet things. We had chocolate to dip it in, but I wasn't happy with these Cheerios. They weren't my thing. Churros.
Yeah, no, I agree. I think that's the first and last time. But anyways, it was an experience. We went and tried it out. Didn't like it.
Yeah.
But
so what have we got coming up?
We have the Miami Marquetta.
It's Saturday night.
Yeah, that's Saturday night. We're going to go down there and have a look what that's about because we haven't been there before either, and always hear such good reviews about it.
Yeah, everyone raves about it. Yeah.
We used to have one that was similar up on the north side of the Gold Coast, north side of Surfers, that was called... what was it called?
It was called the Night Quarter.
Yeah, that's it. Night Quarter in Helensvale. But
Over on next to Westfields in Helensvale, and it was a great venue. We used to love going there until Westfields shut it down.
well, we don't know the details, but apparently it was something to do with rent. Anyways, so now we're going to head down to Miami and check out Miami Marquetta. There's also one these days up at Dreamworld, I think on a...
Yeah, it's at Dreamworld at
Friday
night time
night.
on Friday nights, and we're probably going to go there tonight to check it out and have a bit of a feed, maybe.
I don't know. It's just
Dunno.
food trucks and some music.
It
so.
just does look like it's going to rain too again.
Oh, yeah, and that one's all out in the open,
Yeah.
so who knows? We'll just wait to see how the weather goes, and you've got to go back to work anyway, so actually, this is where Alan works. If you're watching the video, Read Art Academy in Oxenford. He usually wears his shirt when we're filming because most of the time he's there and back depending on appointments, who wants to learn to do some art and who's booked in and, you know, that sort of thing.
Yeah, I worked this morning, come home, we're doing this podcast, and then I'm going to head back to work.
So what are you doing at work this afternoon?
This afternoon I've got...
The random question. What are you doing this afternoon?
That is a good question. I have to work that one out before I go.
I think
I know I've got junior art club
and high school art club. I
and
think
high school art club in the
that's
after
right.
that.
Because we're going to go to Miami Marquetta tonight, but we wanted to get there at 5 o'clock when it opened, so we had some light. But you couldn't do that because you had your art club.
Yeah, this one. Oh, tonight. Yeah. Now, so during the holidays, I did do a lot of art classes, and I've got about 30 paint pours sitting over the desk in the art studio, so I've got to get back and clean those up, get them all packed away.
All right. Well, that'll keep you busy this afternoon.
Yeah.
About,
We got theme park tickets.
Yeah, we did too. So we've been living on the Gold Coast now 5 years for this stint. We've been here before, but we came back, like we went rural, then we came back here. So 5 years now, and we've been to the theme parks probably about 2 or 3 times. But last night we decided to get the local theme park pass, which was, I think there was about $189 for a local for the Movie World, SeaWorld, Wet n Wild, and Country... I don't know, a farm
What'd that cost?
sort of thing. $189 for a
189
local. Yeah,
for
I think it's
12 months, is it?
12 months, but I
Okay.
think it's like $249 for a tourist or visitor to the area. So we're going to go and check out the theme park since we haven't been in so long. And I also booked in part of buying the tickets for the theme parks, you get some specialty event nights. So I also booked in, and I don't know if I told you, SeaWorld has Spooky Nights, I think it is called. Anyways, next Friday night, that's what we're doing. So it should be, I think it's more of a kids thing, but we'll see.
We'll see. It's a night out.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
So anyway, stay tuned to our YouTube videos for some of the theme parks in the next few weeks. I'm sure we'll go and check them out when we've got
Yeah, it
time.
might give you an idea whether you want to go there and check it out as well.
So the other thing we've been doing is in relation to YouTube, because as you know, we are doing content creation, learning all about it and trying to get everything up and running. So within 2 years, which is August 2024, we can be on the move, travelling and working online.
We've started using, what new program? Was it Trello?
Yes.
Trello. Now, what are we using Trello for? You use it more than what I use it.
We're supposed to be using it both together in
Sometimes-
equal amounts.
Yeah.
And basically what Trello is it's an organizational tool. So on there we can put what, videos we're planning in the future, where we're up to, what stages, also if the job's been complete, all the little bits and pieces that you need to combine to make something happen. We're using Trello for that. And so far I've tried a couple of different programs, and so far for me, that one's been the easiest to use. And
I've been doing a lot of editing with DaVinci Resolve. I've now used it quite a bit more since the last time we did a podcast, and the more, like anything, the more you use it, the better off you get at it, and the more little things that I'm starting to discover are easier to do, easier ways to do things, and I'm impressed with DaVinci Resolve. The only issue I really would say I've got a problem with is sound, but we are looking into doing, probably signing up for another sound
is it
database.
the sound you're talking about? Is that like for
Sound
musical
effects,
tracks and stuff?
Sound effects, musical tracks,
All right, okay.
just anything.
Yeah. That's the next thing that we'll have to look at. Next week we are heading down to Foster. So our youngest son, Dakota, and his girlfriend, Kaylin, they live down in Foster. That's where we were before we moved up to the Gold Coast. So Dakota's still down there. So we're going to head down and visit him and stay probably a week. Now, Foster's absolutely stunning, isn't it? It's a beautiful place.
Yeah, beautiful beaches, a beautiful lake, crystal clear waters. Every day you'll see dolphins. Occasionally you'll see the whales. Lots of sand.
Fingers crossed it's not raining.
Yeah.
Because it just... What are we in? An El Nino or La Nina or... one of those things anyways. It's
El
the third...
Nino.
It's the third year in a row that we've had one of these, so it's just it's going to be another summer of rain. And I was going to say, in the video you can't really see, actually you can't see the sky at all, but it is very overcast at the moment. So
it's quite ironic that in Australia we're always wanting rain because it's always extremely dry, but now we're over rain because we've had too much of it. Yeah.
More so inland though, I think. Yeah, so along with the Trello board that we've made, we've also had to get ourselves into a new routine, because what's been going on...
I hate getting up early in the morning.
What's going on is, when you're trying to do stuff like this, I don't know if it's just me or us or everyone who does this. It just seems like, because there's so many bits and pieces and so many things to do, it just seems like it's really hard to focus on one certain thing and get a lot of work done without skipping here, there and everywhere. Like, for example, you might sit down and have intentions to do work, but then like 15 minutes later you're checking your phone, or
I'm going to put it down.
10 minutes after that you're checking Facebook. Or
yeah, I'm going to put it down to 2 words: social media. It's an addiction.
Yeah, that's
You don't
true.
realise how addicted you are to it.
Or games.
All games.
Okay.
Yeah, all games. Yeah.
So what we've ended up doing is deciding that, okay, we're going to have a better sleep routine, because Alan and I have, ever since we met 30 years ago or longer, we've always had late nights and later wake-ups. When I say later wake-ups, I'm talking about 7:30 a.m. Maybe a bit later for Alan. So that's been our constant. So we're going to shake that up a little bit, and what we've done for the last 2 days
It's like a challenge.
Yeah, it is like a challenge. Is we're going to bed now approximately 9:30, 10 o'clock.
That's a challenge.
And we are getting up, well, the alarm's going off at 6 a.m. Now, we are on our second day of our challenge, and already this morning the alarm went off and Alan basically rolled over and pushed stop.
3 times.
I only heard it once. And then I woke up at 6:30 and looked at my phone, 6:30 a.m, and it's like, okay, we're already late. So half an hour late, second day.
It's probably a good idea to mention the small print in this routine. We're trying to break habits, and so we're going to bed early, getting up early, but the new rule is we can't go to bed and play on our phones when we go to bed. We can't wake up in the morning, get on our phones and start looking at our social media and stuff.
Yeah, exactly.
We just get up and we go out and we start working on
our
YouTube's podcast, and we spend approximately 2 hours straight just working without any interruptions.
Yeah.
To try and get the best productivity out of that time frame.
Yeah, and it's a little bit of a hard habit to break.
Yeah.
Because basically, since you've had a phone, or since, you have a phone, the first thing you do when you wake up, after doing your regular stuff, you need to get on. You get on. You get on. You check what's happened overnight. If you've got any messages, what's going on Facebook, update, that sort of stuff. And so that's something that.
Yeah, the amount of time we waste on social media or on devices is just ridiculous. And so we've decided we're going to fix it.
Yeah. So now, when we start working, like as soon as we wake up at 6 a.m. or in today's case 6:30. Basically, the phones just stay in the room, or if they come out, they're on aeroplane mode, so there's no distractions, like no beeps or anything going on, so, we don't get disturbed by that. And basically, like Al said, we just focus 2 hours straight. He'll usually head off to work at the studio after that, and, if I've got anything on, I'll go and do something then too.
I've been getting headaches as well, and I think that might be part of it, the social media, in the way. Now, let me explain.
I get headaches from you, so you can.
Social media does cause headaches, but let me explain further that I think because of I wear cheap glasses. I break glasses all the time, so I just go buy a $6 pair of glasses. I'll buy a couple of pairs at once just so I've got backups. And I think I'm getting headaches from continually looking through glasses, close range at my phone, and it's giving me headaches. That's why I'm saying the social media. Now, that's it. I've got to get my eyes tested. But once again, that's another good reason for me to move away from looking at a small screen.
Yeah. Well, the other thing is too, you've got a medical condition. I don't know if you wanted to talk about.
I've got lots of medical conditions. I'm 56 years old.
I don't know how far you wanted to discuss that sort of thing, but
yeah, I'm open. Last week, what did I do last week? Last week I went and slept at the hospital for sleep apnea. I had a sleep apnea test. I've got severe sleep apnea. Now, I'm not going to kid anyone. I'm not going to kid myself. I know if I lost a lot of weight, I'd probably lose a lot of that sleep apnea. But it is what it is. I'm doing my best to control it at the moment, and so I'd had a test for that earlier in the week, last week, 56. Then another night I had to go to the hospital, and that test was an MRI. Now,
and you've got claustrophobia, so that's always fun.
I never used to have claustrophobia, but because I've got older, I've learned that
things are scary.
I'm not bulletproof, and I can die easily if something goes wrong. So in my mind, I've developed this claustrophobia. So I don't like having MRIs. But I went in and had an MRI because I've got a
brain aneurysm.
I've got an aneurysm on my brain. Now, I saw my doctor yesterday, and she's read out the report to me that the aneurysm has grown, which is not unexpected. These things do happen, and that the neurologists are going to have a meeting to decide whether they're going to do something. I'm hoping they take the aneurysm out and not my brain. I don't know which one's going to be. Which one's better worth? Am I better off just keeping the aneurysm and getting rid of the brain, or do I do it the other way? I'm not sure. But
anyways, there's no They might
It's
just
nothing.
they might just view it again. Might just review it again in another year. So you just stay positive, anyways.
Yeah, that's it. I'm not worried about this stuff. Life goes on. I'm enjoying my life. You know, I accept it. I'm happy to talk about these sort of things, and if I talk about these sort of things, it might help someone else.
Well, that's it. And I think it's pretty like an aneurysm is not.
It's not that serious.
Like
nowadays.
It's serious, but I think a lot of people have them anyways. From what one of the doctors I was talking to was saying.
Apparently, the size makes a big difference, and mine's pretty small.
Yeah.
Yeah. My brain, my aneurysm. Which one? I'm not sure. Yeah.
But anyway, so that's the fun of our getting older.
Yep.
Notice I left me out of that.
Yeah. I think we've covered it all. Like we said, it's been a very quiet week, lots of rain. We didn't get to achieve a whole lot. So I think we've covered it pretty well.
Yeah.
Yep.
All right.
All right. See you
later.
later.
Next week. Next Friday. Ta-da.